Hey folks, Tom with Arnold Lumber here with a special edition of Breaking Ground. On this episode, we're going to take a look back at 2024, the first season of Breaking Ground, and some of the cool projects we were lucky enough to be able to work on. We did some cool renovation jobs and some new construction projects. This episode is a look back at that. Let's have a look.
I always like to learn how to do things better. Construction's amazing like that because you can learn something new every day till you retire, and then you can go back and keep learning. It never stops. Through that process of just being interested in learning more, I would start going to these conferences. In those conferences, I first learned about building science, and it just opened up this whole world. A house is a system. There's a lot of parts that go together to create a home, but they all have an impact on each other. As far as like the physics of it, the chemistry of the parts that go together. So from there, I started trying to figure out like, hey, how do I learn more about this? Because that stuff was fascinating. Think of this as a perspective. Like everyone knows you drink 8 glasses of water a day. Everybody knows that. It's a healthy thing to do. The water is highly regulated. EPA regulations, like you can't move into a house without being well water tested. Like everyone's afraid of what's in the water. Let's think about air. The average person ingests 2,000 gallons of air a day. Think about that for a second. Yeah. And the mechanism that your body extracts stuff from the air is not that different from the way it extracts stuff from water. Now, if you live in like a code-built house that has a mold problem in the basement, and the house is all closed up all the time because you got your heating and your air conditioning running, because everybody has heating and air conditioning, especially air conditioning now. And then you leave your house, get in your car, close all the windows, turn the air conditioning on. Who changes their cabin air filter in their car?
Nobody.
And then you go to your job in this glass-walled building. No ventilation system. And then you leave because you're sitting at a desk all day. It's like, oh, I need to work out and stay healthy. Go to the gym. No ventilation system. And then you get back in the car and go home, and you're like, why do I don't feel good? Like, how does that affect your body? So 2,000 gallons of that air in all those locations where no one's paid attention to indoor air quality.
I think the best thing about sharing your ideas with other people, obviously I learned it from somebody else. Nobody wakes up tomorrow and says, oh, you know what, I'm gonna heat bend PVC decking. Oh, I saw somebody else do it. Now, you will then fine tune it your way and do things different than other people. And I think the more people talk about what they're doing, I think in the end, it's better for homeowners. I love doing something different. I'm at that point in my life now where I don't want to be the same as anybody. I want to try something different. The decking is cladding. I would love to push that with other people. You got to go outside the box. Staying inside the box is great if that's what you're used to, but I'd rather be over here and then the next day we're over here doing something completely different.
Here we've got TimberTech decking as siding. And Ray, why are we putting a deck on the wall?
This client wants a much more modern look to their house. This, while replicating wood, also gives it a totally different look with the open gaps. And it's also a much better warranty than trying to put clapboard or shingles on this house.
The application of it, is it the same as building a deck, only you're putting it up vertical pretty much?
If you look right here, this is a 2 3/4 deck screw, Cortex deck screw. Okay. Every one of these strips is on a stud. Okay. We drive right through here, we drive through this, we drive through the plywood, we drive into the stud.
Same as if you were going into a joist on a deck.
Like if we were going into a deck joist. And then when we're done, you look and you go, okay, where's the screws? And that's the look of it. We left this dirty for a reason because all I'm gonna show you is that's all you do to it. This as siding, rot-proof, termite-proof. So all this dirt, everything up here, regular wood would start rotting. It would invite animals into it. We don't have that worry. So the Wakefield project is not typical for us because with mid-century modern, it's very different. So in mid-century modern, we went with decking as cladding. We went with board and batten, but Paint Pro so you could paint it. And then we threw a Tando siding in with a rough sawn shake on the other 3 sides. And then you turn around and go in the back and they wanted a big view because they have nice view of the water. So we did an 18-foot Anderson window that goes in sections. We would never normally attack that, but I believe in trying everything that's different. Just so you can understand why we do these things. So when it does rain and it gets on the siding, you see how it comes right behind the foundation?
Shoots right through.
So that's your drainage plane whenever we do this.
So what we typically do is we build for ourselves. Majority of the times. We do get some outside solicitations or from some colleagues that we do business with. 95% of it is work we either build by specification and sell, or properties we build and hold on the commercial side. Now we're in the living great room area.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is,
Gas fireplace.
yeah.
Dining area, as well as our kitchen.
I mean, this is nothing but open space right here.
Great for entertaining.
And the feature of these windows and doors, I mean, really, this room is about these views. So what we're doing here is we're gonna flash a window. You wanna cut around the rough opening of the window, and then we're gonna use what they call the cut back method. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut 2 inches away from the rough opening, up both jambs, and then we're gonna do a 45-degree cut away from the top of the window. We're eventually gonna flip that up, then your window will be ready to install.
This is basically our lungs of our house. And so this is called an energy recovery ventilator. And so now we've got this house super airtight, we need to ventilate it. The most interesting thing about doing that project was that wasn't our design. We do design builds, and we have to normalize the processes and normalize the materials and keep the costs as reasonable as possible. And those principles push our designs in certain directions.
We're talking about how you make your house tight and how we seal this house up, which I assume starts down here in the basement.
Actually, it starts with the plans.
Ah,
We
very good.
detail all that stuff in our building plans.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do when you're building any house, especially our houses, is to make it up the day you show up.
Right, right.
For me, the best part of the job is kind of seeing all of the parts of it come together, whether it's, just a deck and you get to see the railings and the designs come together, or like the job in Wakefield where, it's everything from, siding and tile and flooring and paint colors, and you get to like see the whole vision come together and then see how happy it makes them. That's like the whole transformation process is probably my favorite part of it.
I think it's a great sense of when I'm dealing with a customer and they say, hey, we thought about this, and I can say to them, well, how about this? Or how about this? So when we started talking about the siding, she was like, oh, I'd like a little board and batten. And I'm like, you don't want it white, it's mid-century modern. She's like, well, what do we do? And I said, well, AZEK makes Paint Pro, we'll use Paint Pro. And then she started talking about the siding on the back, and I'm like, okay, we'll do the Tando shingles. And she's like, but I'm really looking for something different on the front. And so I said, well, how about if we use decking as cladding? Other people are doing it in other parts of this country. I think it's kind of cool looking. What do you think of this? She fell in love with the idea. It's a whole different approach to us, the way you waterproof the house, everything. So we talk with all our partners, from Benjamin Obdyke to TimberTech, to how we're gonna make this work. And then when we put it together, the results speak for themselves. So the homeowner is satisfied. I like it because now it's something else we can say we did.
The transformation of this from when it was in the rough and trying to envision what it was going to look like in our first walkthrough, man, you guys nailed
And
it.
we built this house in 9 months.
Wow, beautiful job.
Thank you, guys. It was just purchased about a month ago, maybe a little less. We've met the new owners. They're very excited to see someone happy about moving into a new home, not a new house, because they're gonna make it a home now. That's a reward. Money's money and all that, and you know how all that moves, but to see people be happy, that's great.
We choose to work with Arnold Lumber, obviously because my dad has worked with them for a million years. So there's a little bit of a comfort level, but also there's a wide range of everything that we need.
In the construction business, like I think most businesses today, every day something's changing. So to keep up with those changes, Arnold Lumber's been a good resource for us.
3 sides of this house is wrapped with HydroGap SA. And we use it as a drainable house wrap. No staples, no rips, no tears. We peel it and stick it to the house so that this drainage plane, any water that gets behind this Tando vinyl siding, will come and drain right out the bottom.
A couple things that make us different, first of all, is our patent pending lockjaw technology, which is the technology that allows you to push that cable right into the fitting and it locks in. That lockjaw looks a little bit like that, and there's 2 little jaws on the inside there that as you push the cable into there, they sort of bite down like a Chinese finger trap. And the harder you pull, the harder those jaws bite into the cable.
This is our A-Series product line. And with this product line, we can do some very large factory mold windows. We can also do molds where the contractor does it on the job site. To reduce manpower in an installation on the job, we've built this window in sections. So this is a section and this is a section. So with EV Connect, we factory prep the window. All the contractor has to do is basically connect the pieces. As the window comes in, it'll connect, and you start from the left and you move right.
I think working with Breaking Ground was great. There's definitely been some homeowners, when I go out and I meet with them, I can tell them, if you want, you can go to the YouTube, it's linked on our website and you can see a little bit more. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, so I watched that. And now I know what this kind of railing is, and I know what the picture frame is. And so I think it's been really helpful with that. And we've definitely had customers, say, oh, I saw you guys on their YouTube. We felt like we knew you and your crew just from being on that, so we were more comfortable with reaching out to you. It's definitely been a great tool, I think.
I think having a lumberyard support a builder who's buying their materials from them, and then the supplier who's trying to keep up with new materials and new products to make it easier for a builder to do their job, so the builder could potentially make more money. Bringing people together like that is a great way to move the industry forward.
The owners had looked at that video a few times, Breaking Ground, and they were really excited to see it. In a way, maybe helped us sell a home.
I found it very interesting to see Steve Demetric's episode, how he built his house. Fascinating to me. I didn't even know that existed. I've seen him in here. I never knew how he built a house until I watched Breaking Ground.
When you change to heat pumps, you need to run it differently than a traditional heating system.
Okay, in what way?
Traditional heating system in a normal code-built house is whenever you feel like, oh, I want to be warmer, you go and you raise it. Oh, well, I'm really hot, I want to be colder, and you lower the temperature.
Right.
With a heat pump, they're super energy efficient. One of the ways that you achieve their efficiency is by bringing a space to temperature and then leaving it there. Like if you're boiling water for pasta, you turn the stove on and you put it on high, and there's a lot of energy going into that water, and then it gets to a boil. But most people realize, well, I can put it down to simmer, and the water's still boiling. So this system is designed to always be on simmer. It takes a lot less energy to maintain a boil at simmer than to maintain it at high.
I think Breaking Ground in the future is going to become very popular with a lot of people, and I think you'll be doing more and more episodes because Breaking Ground is going to become the this old house for Arnold Lumber. It's going to be where the average person around here is doing it. You're not going to look at something in Arizona or Key West. It's like, what did they do in Narragansett? What did they do in South Kingstown? Who are these guys? What are they doing? And you go out to job site after job site, you realize that people are doing things that you didn't realize they could do.
I think it's a good tool for the future, because if it's helping me, at the end of the day, it's going to help you as well. Because now more people are going to say, well, look, I saw a home being built. I understand it. Maybe I'll build a house.
I like sharing knowledge more than making money. I really want to set that example. I always felt like leading by example and being honest about it is a really great way to get people to not necessarily follow us, but at least inspire the people around us to say, hey, look, this is possible.
I'd like to thank everybody on Breaking Ground, from Tom, the camera crew, to the people that we've worked with, from TimberTech to Fasten Master, to Benjamin Obdike, who's been out, Tando Siding that's been out, all of the people involved, because I think working with them has given us a better appreciation of some of the other stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Myself, getting to know that we're all putting this out there for other people, there's a little sense of this was worth everything.
Well, that does it for this episode of Breaking Ground. We hope you enjoyed this look back at season 1. Special thanks to our friends at Decks by Jalex, Harbor Construction, and Demetric House Rates for allowing us onto these job sites to give you a closer look at how these product solutions can really help build these beautiful new homes. Special thank you also to all of our suppliers who helped us put these projects together with the great product solutions they have. Arnold Lumber is really proud to be part of this community here in Rhode Island and to have these great partners, from our contractors to our suppliers and the homeowners. And special thanks to you for watching us this season. We're excited to bring you season 2 coming up real soon. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. And I'm Tom with Arnold Lumber. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Breaking Ground.